Allison Chains on the show. It's Rockwood 053. It is a free comedy Friday. We get very excited when he comes to town. David Koechner is back at the American Comedy Company performing this weekend. Couple shows tonight. We actually have a couple shows tomorrow night and a special show.
Yes.
I love when you do this, David.
What?
This is the Office Trivia Show with Todd Packer.
Hosted by the real Todd Packer.
Todd Packer.
Awesome.
How do I become Todd Packer?
How do you do it?
Just put on a suit.
Oh, okay, that's it. That's it. Yeah. So literally, is it just the audience playing along when you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's done on an app these days.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have
you're
an
high
app.
tech.
Well, it's great because you can't cheat.
Yeah.
And you only have so much time to answer the question, which also figures into who the winner is.
Wow.
We had when we first started. So what the thing is, I would notice like in every city, there's such a thirst for the office.
I love it. It's still huge.
My opener, who comes with me everywhere, Rob Mayer, says, "Why don't we do a trivia show?" Which is a pretty easy lift for us.
Okay.
So I tell stories about my time on The Office. I tell stories about people I've met in show business over the year. I went on vacation with Slash one year. Our family.
I beg your pardon?
Slash like Guns N' Roses.
Like Slash,
Okay.
like Saul
The
Hudson.
Slash. Okay.
And so, I talk about stuff like that. So just interesting things like how that happened to me. I'm from a small town in Missouri.
Yeah.
I'm ziplining through the jungles of Mexico behind Slash.
That's so weird.
It is so weird.
Literally, welcome to the jungle.
Yes.
How about that? How about that?
I'm going to steal that.
It's yours.
You have to,
It's yours.
Does he wear the top hat while on vacation?
No, he wears a ball hat.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
That-
And
yeah, I
I
can't
have to
see
say,
that.
he's probably the coolest person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, we've talked to Slash a few times, and the guy's couldn't be cooler.
I love how when he showed up at the Oscars, the place went up for grabs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just on there briefly.
It's just the cool factor. It just goes up.
It just went over
through the roof. Yes.
And
It's gonna be all right.
so I texted him after, right? I said, "Dude, the place went up for grabs."
Yeah.
When he goes, "They flew me in from Korea this morning."
From Korea?
Yes, because they're on tour.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
He said, "I'm on a plane now heading to the Philippines that night."
That's a rock star.
God.
That's a rock star
Life,
life.
dude.
That's
what
a
you
rock
do.
star.
Yeah.
Like
he's a rock star.
These kids these days, they don't know how to do this. Like, get out of here.
But he's a really chill guy, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Thor over here, we're all Office fans.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
love the show.
Yeah.
But Thor is like a super fan. He's the guy that still watches it on the daily and can tell you everything
come to the
about
trivia
it.
show.
He
I
should.
should. I want to.
I think he
Everyone
does
says they're
it.
going to ace it.
I
I
think
know.
he does it.
Todd Packer's one of my favorite characters because he says the craziest things.
Yes.
And you're Michael Scott's best friend.
Yeah.
And Michael Scott's the best. And one of my favorite Todd Packer things is when he comes to the office and Jim is standing there next to Karen, Jim's new girlfriend.
Yes.
And Packer says, either this chick's a dude or Halpert got scared straight. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Did you improvise that?
I might have.
It's
And you're
incredible.
like this, you're like, what? What? I couldn't believe Jim had a girlfriend. It's so funny.
Oh, that's great.
He was like, "Shut it!
Yeah,
shut up!
Yeah.
Yes.
Shut up!"
Yes.
Oh, that's classic.
Because Packer tries to hit on her right.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm Jim's girlfriend,
Oh.
but he just
Can't get over it.
So I can't remember what's improvised and what's like in all of it. Because you can't normally improvise on television.
Right.
Because it's only 23 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can't
So it's
be
pretty
acting.
laid out.
Yes.
Now,
They did say they may reboot like The Office and like
But
the world,
they're
but it's
gonna
not.
use-
But they're going to use a different cast.
That's not, yeah.
Would they bring Todd Packer in?
I don't know why they wouldn't.
yeah, we make total sense.
But
Make total
I
sense.
doubt it. I don't think they're bringing. I've heard. I don't know a thing about it.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
see.
stop there.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't know a thing about
Yeah.
Well, again, the Office trivia with Todd Packer is at 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's many tickets left, but try and get those tickets if you're a big Office fan.
Now, do you win a prize?
Yes.
What's the prize?
The top two teams get to
Okay.
come up on stage.
Oh,
and
it's a
do
team thing.
Yes.
Okay.
You can create teams if you want to.
Okay.
But they get to come up on stage and do a scene with the real time.
Wow!
Hey.
That's so cool!
So awesome.
The club usually sweetens the pot with tickets or
Sure.
a mug or a
A
glass
ream
or
of
a t-shirt.
paper.
Yes.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Or just a ream.
Oh, there we could be that too.
You get
Hey,
choices.
listen, wherever the night takes us.
Then of course I give them a picture.
Oh, that is.
Wow.
That's what you really want.
right?
That's the
You
prize.
should have you should have a fake license plate that says "well hung."
I know, there's plenty of those. I have these other pictures.
Of course.
We've made up our own placards, the office placards.
Oh, okay.
And one in that little box, they show the people just standing in the office. There's Todd Packer, and then there's the table, and there's a steaming pile under the
Oh,
table.
yeah.
We made up one of ourselves, WWPD, what would Packer do?
Yeah.
Your mom.
Yay! Hey!
So fast.
Again, you want to see David at the American Comedy Company. A couple shows tonight, 3 shows on Saturday. Now, David, this is tough for me to talk about being a 49er fan, but congratulations.
Thank you.
You are one of the more famous Chiefs fans that I know.
It's I've been a Chiefs fan since I was 10 years old.
Yes?
I was in my grandmother's house when I was 10 years old, and all my cousins from Kansas City were there. It's the Miami game, which at that point had been the longest game in history. And Jan Stinnerud wide right, or else we would have won it. I think Eddie Podolak might have had 400 total yards in that game.
That's wow.
Because
What a callback.
He was an all-purpose player. He would, he'd run back punts, run back kicks, play the game.
So there was a lot of lean years there for you as a Chiefs fan.
5-0.
So,
I mean, all those Tony Gonzalez years.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a ton. There's just a ton.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So right now, this has got to be an unbelievable time for you.
I could not believe we won.
I can't either.
It was a good game, though.
Eddie.
It was a good game.
It was a fun game. I'll give you that. I mean, it wasn't fun for me at the end, but
No.
but I mean, congratulations again.
Yeah.
And we just mentioned rock stars. You guys had a rock star in Taylor Swift, who was involved. How did you feel about all that situation being a Chiefs fan?
I was just hoping it would be a distraction for the team.
Yeah. Just in that particular game? What did you think about the whole season? The
Right.
whole season?
Oh.
I don't care.
Okay. Didn't bother you one way or the other?
No.
Okay.
Because, we're still winning.
Yeah.
And as long as, Kelsey's performing well, and he was, and so, fine.
Yeah, didn't bother you.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He sold a lot more of his T-shirts. I
Sure.
was very happy.
Yeah.
with
Oh,
him.
yeah.
I mean, I thought it brought a lot of eyes, not only to the sport, but to your team, too.
To the NFL.
So that was
Yeah.
great. I didn't have a problem with it.
Plus, why do people get
It's weird.
upset?
It's weird. Like bigger fish to fry, man.
How many times do they cut to the owners in the box in
Yeah.
every show? Like, are you mad about that?
Jerry Jones, there he is again.
Right?
Like, give me a break.
Every owner gets Robert Kraft.
Yeah, there he is again.
is.
There he is again.
So, are you mad about that?
Well, yeah.
And how about the conspiracies of, this was all plotted out?
Right, come on.
And,
That's insane.
That's insane. This country has gone insane. What happened to us?
I don't know.
It was 10 years ago when the iPhone came online.
Ooh, that was...
You had all access
Is that
to all
the
information
beginning
all the
of the
time.
end?
I think so.
Yeah.
The political discourse is over.
It's crazy.
No one believes the truth anymore. There's plenty of people that are podcasting and they've got their own agenda. They're not. I had to tell my son who's 24 the other day. I said, that person's not a journalist. He was getting mad at me.
Oh.
I said, son, read what a journalist is. A journalist has to have 2 sources for every piece of news.
Yeah.
These guys are just pulling crap off the
You
internet.
can't just post
You
something.
can't just say this is true.
Yeah.
And then he goes for a third-party candidate. I'm like, look him up. You look him up. I've done a deep dive.
Okay.
He's a nut job. I'm not mentioning names.
Yeah.
We all know who
I
it
think
is.
I can figure it out.
Come on, man.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Don't throw it toward one person or another. I'm apolitical. I was a poli-sci major.
Oh, see, there you go.
I posted something yesterday, and boy, the trolls came.
Oh, you can't say anything.
no.
Well, and it's both sides.
Stay in your lane. What's my lane?
Yeah.
I'm a human being. I get to vote. We all get to vote.
Yeah.
I get my opinion.
I'm of age.
Yeah. No longer a fan. I don't care. I don't care. You're a coward.
Yeah,
You're a coward.
yeah, that's crazy to me.
It's
that
crazy.
I'm not going to be a fan of you because I don't like how you vote. Like,
Right?
what?
I know.
Like,
I
that's
know.
crazy. You're
Yeah.
still funny.
So that's what
like, I
the
don't care.
phone's done.
That
And plus
stinks.
the social media stuff and
Yeah.
the kids just constantly scrolling. So I don't. And then they're getting their news from TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord.
Do you agree with them banning TikTok? I think that's a good move.
Clearly, they know a lot more about it than we do because
Yeah.
it's bipartisan. When you get that many from both parties going, whatever they've seen,
Yeah.
we haven't seen. So there's something that's pretty clear because they're collecting all of your information.
It's not great.
And with AI, what they could do with that, they can wreck this economy, right? They could do a lot of things
Yeah, no doubt.
with that. And apparently, it is owned by the Chinese government.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but our lawmakers, as dysfunctional as they are, know a lot more about this
That's true.
particular subject than we do. So
Not all the experts, according to Twitter and things like that,
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking
About the
about.
guy on TikTok.
Yeah,
who
he
knows
knows a
what
lot more.
he's talking
They're
about
experts.
him.
yes, they're just trying to collect their checks.
Oh wow.
So, but then they're going to sell it to Microsoft, maybe.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think that's shady when all of a sudden, like, head politicians
Oh,
are like,
collusion, huh?
we're going to put a group together to buy it. I'm like, so you force somebody to sell something so you can buy
I know,
it?
that
That
doesn't
kind of
seem-
seems shady,
That
too.
doesn't seem capitalism.
Yeah, but...
Are you going to
Interesting.
scream socialism about that, folks?
Yeah, I don't know.
probably.
You know, no.
Yeah, that's strange.
You
Now,
never know.
David, you're also
Yes.
sort of known as a San Diego sports legend.
I know.
I mean, Champ Kind.
Wow.
You know, San Diego sports
Best in
legend.
the biz.
We have our beloved Aztecs about to play this morning in the NCAA tournament. Would Champ be part of the a watch party, say,
I
or
think-
something like that?
Yeah.
Champ, as we found out in Anchorman 2, doesn't know anything about sports.
It is true, which is crazy.
He doesn't know anything
You're
about
the
sports.
sports guy, though.
I know, but they're just a bunch of guys that. Our backstory for the guys was they all served in Vietnam together, and that's why Brick is given a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a
Maybe
scene
it has some issues because of it.
There's a scene that was cut from the movie,
Oh.
and it's on this other movie called Wake Up Ron Burgundy, and in it we're supposed to save Veronica Corningstone from a observatory. It wasn't the zoo; it was set different.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden, Brick becomes the lieutenant that he was in the army.
Wow.
And I could not hold it together.
So
So if you watch
That
that
sounds
scene, you see
hysterical.
Paul Rudd smile, but because I have that cowboy hat,
Yeah.
I can tip my head down a little bit,
You didn't-
and you
They
can't
should
see
see you
me.
laughing.
But that was all improvised. It was so funny.
Oh, that's so good.
watch
Steve
that.
just suddenly goes, stand down. Okay, here's what we're gonna do: teacup helix. And it just oh my
Nails it.
God.
Oh, that's great.
Out of all you guys, who was the best at not cracking?
Ooh, we all would at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we did the lighthouse scene in Anchorman 2,
Yeah.
when Ron is blind.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my
You
favorites.
can't tell the difference between an ashtray and a hot waffle. And he bites into it. It's just, how can you...
That's hysterical.
All of us were
That's so
laughing
stupid.
so
It's so
hard.
funny.
They had to set the cameras different
Yeah.
ways.
Oh, that's good stuff.
great.
Listen, you got to go see David performing at the American Comedy Company this weekend. Like we said, 2 shows tonight. You got the 3 shows tomorrow with the Office Trivia Show. It sounds like it's going to be a great time. Dave, always good catching up with you,
God
buddy.
bless you. Thank you so much for
thanks
having
for
me.
stopping by. Absolutely.